Ryan, greetings.
Hi, greetings. It's an honor for me to finally talk to you. How are you doing?
Certainly, this person's annoying. Some unpleasant feelings, otherwise we over here are alright.
Do you mean I'm annoying, or David is annoying, or Kalask?
Nah, the process of bringing strategy to this. Never mind. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to finally talk to you. You're sort of intimidating for some of us hairless monkeys, but I
Why?
enjoy. Well, you're a little more darker than Kalask, but I'm trying to stay neutral between light and dark. So but anyway,
It's a very individual, singular, personal interpretation. Everybody has lighter and darker aspects inside of them or inside of their consciousness, right? You can't
yeah,
remain a complete neutral point, otherwise you wouldn't exist. In a sense, if you're venturing on either side, it's part of your experience. You're venturing off either lighter or darker to make your experiences. And if you're trying to be at the exact center without making experiences, you'll never get there. Part of what you consider life in the lower dimension is the exploration of extremes. To find your center point, not by forcing it, not by trying to be there.
right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
understanding that.
yeah.
I'm understanding that more and more as I go along. But I'm sure like a lot of people would just consider your race to be a little intimidating just by the way you look. But I since childhood I've always loved Tyrannosaurus Rexes. They're one of my favorite dinosaurs. So it's an honor to finally speak to a living T-Rex, so to speak. Very cool.
As a living T-Rex, we are somewhat different. But yeah, we are genetically close. But I'm not as big and tall, and my arms are in
Right,
relation not as small to the rest of the body.
right. Um, Yeah, a while back, Kalask had mentioned that he wanted to get the word out to the artist that was doing a 3D depiction of you. That he wanted me to share. Well, he wanted somebody to share how many fingers, and he wanted to share that you had a tail. So, yeah,
Ah.
just an FYI, I was the person who passed that information along to this artist, and she was like, "How could Quetzal not tell me that he has a tail?" But so anyway,
We
yeah,
saw
to
it
move
was
on.
obvious, yeah.
To move on to my question, I'm not going to get into politics, but these are mostly just out of scientific interest. I know your race's skin or scales or whatever you call them are red, almost bright red. Was the skin of the T-Rex like it existed millions of years ago also red?
This was one variation, not the only one. Most of those were more darker than us, almost blackish, brownish, brownish scales.
So there was a lot of variety, basically.
Ah, that's what you call a lot, right?
Right. Did any have feathers at all?
No.
Okay, well, that's been a big mystery for our scientists, so thanks for answering that.
Well, not at
Now,
least in those that are genetically close to us.
I see.
Of course,
Um,
obviously, our reptiles are considered dinosaurs that had feathers, yeah?
right. Now, in that clip from The Lost World that I asked David to look at with the baby T-Rex and the parents, is the depiction of what their roars and other noises sounded like correct at all?
There's some conflict cropping up with your species considering this event, yes. I can access the memory of this person about this. It, I'm currently having a problem not reaching out through this individual to rip your head off, so to speak, just as information.
Why do you want to rip my head off?
The entire species, you're disgusting, but anyway, it's not the point.
Okay.
The sound is somewhat incorrect. It looks are appropriate, yes. The scales would be sticking more off, the body would see the scales clearer.
Did T-Rexes make such huge stomping sounds when they walked?
It's possible to make those sounds, but it's also possible to walk more quiet. In a state of agitation, it's obvious there's less consideration put onto stealth. So a modern protection of the child would likely interact more overtly, but the beings of your nature would be present at a particular point in time where on the planet, in a sense, would not act that way, then it would be possible to capture individual in a sense. Those of a higher evolved nature of your own kind came at a particular later point and had other technological advancement and they wouldn't interact in a sense, but they were also hostile.
One big question among our paleontologists is whether the T-Rexes were hunters or scavengers. Can you shed any light on that?
It's a strange definition. We wouldn't define a species or a race with those particular terms in terms of how they interact with their surrounding and their feeding. Hunters, somewhat incorrect, but scavengers is also not quite the right thing. There was a possibility of feeding themselves to various factions, obviously they were considered carnivores.
I see.
They mostly fed on bigger animals, including reptiles to a large degree, but there were also non-reptiles present that could be fed upon, but to a large degree they ate other reptiles, yes.
Okay, thank you.
They
Now
hunted and packs it sometimes, it's something you're very unaware of scientifically.
I see. Now, in real life, were parent T-Rexes so protective of their infants like in that clip, or did they just lay their eggs and move on?
They were protective. What you consider move on is very often nowadays practiced as a form of what you consider tough love. The idea that children need to learn to be strong, that while they're being afflicted with certain types of strife, struggle, not because of carelessness. We do care about our offspring, it's just we show it differently.
What I'm asking is, like, did T-Rexes nurture
Yes,
their juveniles? Okay.
the
Okay,
eggs were
well,
obviously nurtured until they hatched.
so like how big did the juveniles get before the parents abandoned them
They hatched
and then the parents left them on their own?
soon, yes. We
Okay,
also have instinct. Our species has instinct.
I gotcha. Okay, well, I guess my final question for you about T-Rexes then, um, can you tell me what color their eyes were, and did they have the vertical slit type of pupil like your race has, or were they rounded like in that clip?
Yellow. The eyes were very often yellow and they were not as slanted as ours. Also not quite as round, they were what you consider elliptic.
I gotcha. All right. Well, thank you very much for answering all those questions about the T-Rexes.
They could also get bigger or smaller than pupils. Like you're not getting
Right,
bigger or smaller depending on the light. The adjustability was quite big in terms of being more slanted or widening, but it's always elliptical.
right. I gotcha.